Hey everyone, I hope it's going well. And in this video, I just wanted to come up online on the channel and just talk a little bit about my process of hiring and going through my designing process of getting my brand logo done using a freelancer, or you can say an agency. Alright, so I've basically got a couple of questions here which I thought are quite common when it comes to hiring a designer or an agency to get your brand logo designed. And I'm just going to go through those questions, and I think it'll be useful for you as well. So where can you basically hire a designer? That's the first question that I would like to answer. And there are many places you can hire a designer. You can actually go and find designers on Fiverr.com. You can find designers on Upwork.com. You can find designers on peopleperhour.com. And there are also all of these designer groups on Facebook which have a huge community of designers where you can go and hire designers. So that's actually the easy part. The easy part is to go to a resource or a website where you can get a pool of designers and kind of hire them. But the difficult part is to hire a right designer. And if you ask me, how do you go about hiring the right designer? There's just two ways to it. One, you kind of have an understanding about design like I do. I do know how to design logos, websites, apps, and everything, actually. But the only reason I go ahead and hire designers and outsource my design work is because I don't have a lot of time, right? So if you are somebody like me, it'll be easy for you to figure out who's a good designer and who's a bad designer by looking at their historical work. But if you do not know much about design, and if you don't know how to judge a good design against a bad design and a good designer against a bad designer, the best way for you to hire the right person is to network with somebody who already knows about design and take his help when you are trying to narrow down or hire somebody. So for example, you can reach out to me and help me, take my help in evaluating a designer for you so that you make the right decision there. Now we'll just move on to the next one. So the next question that I had over here was, why should you professionally get your logo designed, right? That's actually quite important. As you know, everybody's trying to start an online business, okay? Everybody's trying to start an Amazon FBA business. Everybody's trying to start a Shopify business. So in this universe of hustlers where people are just trying to launch an online business on a daily basis, if you have your logo professionally designed, and if you have your brand identity or brand colors professionally designed, that would actually put you a lot ahead in terms of the way your brand appeals to the customers, the way your store appeals to the customers, the way your product appeals to the customers, because you would have something professionally designed and it will have certain meaning behind it. All right, usually when you get your logos designed and your brand colors defined, there is usually a story behind it, and there is a sense of reasoning as to why did the design came out to be that way and why did you pick certain colors. All right, so it's very important that you get your logos and brand identity professionally done when you're starting out. The third question, how would you evaluate your designer's work? So again, this comes back to the first point that I had mentioned, which was, either you know what's a good design and a bad design and you can judge it for yourself, or you need to take help of somebody like me or some other designer whom you potentially cannot hire, but you can take their help to evaluate the design output by the designer whom you have hired. The fourth question is, what should you be expecting, right? So ideally, when you go ahead and approach a designer, you need to be very clear about your expectations with them, and only then they will be able to make the right output for you and give you the right kind of brand icon, brand logo, or brand colors. But if you don't go ahead and give them the right expectations and tell them exactly what you need, then it'll be super difficult for them to even kind of make you happy and give you the right results. So ideally, if you are hiring a designer, you should try and ask for an icon-based logo and a textual based logo. So basically, depending on different scenarios, you can use either the name of the brand as a textual logo or just a symbolic representation. For example, if your name of the brand, if your brand name is let's say bamboo dragons. All right, let's say your brand name is bamboo dragons, but you cannot use that brand name everywhere. Like for example, you cannot use that brand name on your Facebook profile picture. You cannot use that brand name on your Instagram profile picture because that will look super odd. So ideally, you should have an iconic representation for your brand. So for example, if you think about this logo, it just occurred to me right now. If you think about the brand name Bamboo Dragons, you can have a dragon which is actually just, you can say, I don't know what's the word for it, a dragon who's rotating around or actually holding a bamboo which is huge. So something like that. So yeah, ideally you should expect for an icon and a textual based logo. And along with that, you should also expect some kinds of brand colors, okay? Because that's very important when it comes to designing your packaging, when it comes to designing your website, when it comes to designing your Instagram or Facebook feed and giving it a theme. You need to have certain color scheme for your brand, and only then you will be able to figure out or kind of stand out in the market and set a theme around your brand. The fifth question that I had was, how much would it cost you? Right, so that's again a very common question that's being asked by a lot of people, and people get confused about how much should they be paying their designers. So that's actually not super complicated. If you hire somebody to design a logo, okay, or a brand identity for your brand, it should not cost you more than $400. All right, but the cheapest you should go ahead with, the cheapest it can probably cost you is close to about $100, because if you hire a professional designer who has done a good amount of work and is like a tier 2 like level 2 or level 3 seller on Fiverr or elsewhere, or if you hire an agency, then you would have to pay somewhere around $100, but it shouldn't ideally go above $500 if it's a huge project. Like if you are actually even asking them to get your website done, your social assets done for your Instagram, Facebook and other media pages, and if you're also asking them for brand color or brand identity kind of work, then it should not cost you more than $500. And the last question that I had was actually, is it really worth it? Like, is it really worth getting a professionally designed logo and a brand color scheme done for your brand when you're just starting out? I would say it is absolutely worth it, because it, like I told you in the beginning, it really helps you stand out. And from the very beginning, when you launch a product, you would appeal as a very professional brand, as a premium brand, and it would not appeal as if appear as if you're just somebody who's trying to dropship products and just kind of slap a logo on a product and sell it in the market. It would appear as a proper business, a proper brand, and that really brings out a lot of trust when people are trying to buy your products under your brand on any of the social platforms. So yeah, so those were my 2 cents about why should you get your brand logo and brand designing done by a professional designer, and how should you get it done. If you have any more questions, or if you face any trouble in this entire process, you can always reach out to me in my group 𝗵𝗶𝐶𝑜𝗍𝑒𝑟𝑠.com, not actually .com, Republic of Sellers on Facebook, and I would be happy to help you out with that. And if you are looking for hiring a designer through People Per Work, I'll put a link down below. You can use that link and it'll probably give you some kind of discount. I don't know, I don't remember exactly how much, but certainly you will get some kind of kickback through that link. So use that, keep pushing it, and I'll be keeping you informed regarding my journey about building this new brand that I'm trying to build and launch products under around December. So yeah, I'll keep you posted. Adios.